The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
We're talking to Senator Ted Cruz's father, Rafael Cruz, who left Castro's Cuba after being jailed there. First became a Canadian citizen. Tell us about that, because I know you moved to Canada, you stayed there for a while, you became a Canadian citizen, and then how did you then get to the United States and make that decision to move to the United States? And Ted was actually born in Canada, and then
that
you
is
moved,
correct.
yeah, when you moved there, and then you moved back to the United States.
Well, Laura, I was in the oil business, and in the late 60s, there were some real big oil discoveries in Canada, in the Calgary area, just north of Calgary. And so as a result of that, I had an opportunity to go to Canada as vice president of a company up there. And so I moved to Canada and started, shortly thereafter, I started an oil exploration company in Canada, and that's where Ted was born. And then in 1974, something very interesting happened. We had a socialist government take over with Pierre Elliott Trudeau in Canada. And Trudeau started taxing oil royalties, was double taxation, practically destroyed the oil industry. So at the beginning of 1975, we moved back to the U.S. I was fortunate. I was able to sell my company in Canada and started the company again in Houston. So we moved back to Texas when Ted was 4 years old, and just started the business again here.
And then you became a citizen, a United States citizen in what, 2005, something like that?
Thereabouts.
No. Well, some people say that Ted can't become president because he wasn't born in the United States, but people have to remember that John McCain wasn't born in the United States either.
Yeah, yes, and from what I understand, most constitutional scholars agree that if someone is born of a U.S. citizen who was born in the U.S., that person is a U.S. citizen by birth, regardless of where they're born.
And your wife was a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes. She was born in Delaware.
Right, and so McCain was born. I can't remember where he was born.
Panama.
Yeah, Panama.
He was,
right.
was born in Panama.
Okay, so that's I get all these emails. Oh, and you're such a good friend of Ted Cruz's, but he can't become president. I don't think that's. Pretty sure that's not right. I mean, I'm focusing on killing this immigration bill, so that's what I'm focusing on right now.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.